Hello, it's Don Asplin from Pro West Real Estate in Willerton. Constantly getting asked two questions from people that I'm talking to. First one is, do I think the coronavirus is going to impact on prices in the short term, and do I think that there's going to be a long-term impact on the property market? Well, the answer is there's no simple answer to either of those questions. I think you have to consider the fact that all properties are different and all sellers will have different circumstances. When you consider two properties, for example, you might have a little property down in Baldiva, say, where a young couple have lost 50%, if not more, of their income, and they're now in a rush with the banks to be able to get the property sold, just to be able to clear the financial mess and the debt situation that they're in. Now, these kids could be forced to accept a lower price just to get out of this situation. Then you consider a property around places like Willerton, Leeming, Bull Creek, Riverton, where it's been owned by somebody for 30 or 35 years. I'm probably a typical example of that sort of thing. They've bought the property for under $100,000. It's now worth about $900,000. They're financially secure. Those people are unlikely to be in any kind of pressure situation where they're forced to accept a low price. But all people are different, and everyone has different circumstances. So I think generally you need to look at the property itself and consider that a good property in a good location that's sought after is generally going to do well. If it's an older suburb, the people are probably fairly secure and may not be in any sort of a situation, but all people will be different. And when you add into that the effect of the all-time low situation that we have with stock on the market at the moment, and this area around here is a good example of that. The listings is terribly low. But across Australia, that shortage of homes for sale is unlikely to see any major fall in a number of suburbs. There will be some overpriced suburbs, and particularly in places like Sydney and Melbourne where people have been paying crazy prices, some of those properties will take a major hit to get through. But it's not going to happen in all locations. So I think generally owners of good homes in sought after locations that are well presented, are properly marketed by a skilled agent, will do rather well in the market. That's my opinion. You can take it what you think it's worth. All the best.